How do good leaders handle complaining? Check this out.
Lieutenant Peacock? Lieutenant Compton? Captain Winters?
Oh, Lieutenant Dike, I've been looking for you.
Sir, we have a problem. Colonel Strayer has not yet returned from some wedding that he's attending in London. Can you believe that? We're going to the front. We're going to the front here, and our CO isn't even in the same damn country.
So here, Lieutenant Dike is focused on his leader not being in the country. And he wants to complain about that. And so he brings it to these guys and says, oh my goodness, can you believe that this is happening? Good leaders don't tolerate complaining. And so Winters is going to redirect and say, you have a bigger problem on your hand. Let's focus on what needs to happen. In leadership, there is the sphere of concern. There are all of the things that we're concerned about, but are outside of our control. That sphere of concern is always going to be pretty big. The sphere of control is a lot smaller, and it's those things that we can actually influence and do something about. And that is where great leaders focus their time, energy, and attention. And that is exactly what Winters is about to do with Lieutenant Dike. Watch how he does that.
You have a bigger problem, Lieutenant Dike. You have men returning to action without proper cold weather clothing and not enough ammo.
Sir?
I suggest you take a canvass of the entire base. Get what materials you have before you roll out. Or have you done that already?
No, sir.
Dike is completely taken aback. He was expecting to have somebody commiserate with him, have this little pity party. Oh man, woe is us. Can't you believe like our leader's off doing something else? That doesn't do anything to change the situation that they are in right now. And Winters understands that. And so he brings the focus right in where it needs to be. What are the things within your control, and what is the next step that you need to do to advance the mission?
K-rations, as many as you can scrounge. We don't know if we'll be resupplied or not.
Yes, sir.
What about ammo?
There is no more ammo. Distribute it amongst the men as best you can, so at least everybody has something.
Yes, sir.
And so now we have clarity on what needs to happen, and so an effective leader would step into that, take the charge, and say, all right, let's run with this. But watch what Lieutenant Dike does here.
All right, Lieutenant Compton, Lieutenant Peacock, inform Lieutenant James of the situation. Get all your platoons as best equipped as you can, and then report back here to me, understood?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
What? What? Okay, so there is a difference between delegating and shirking. What Dike is doing here is shirking. He's the one that's in charge. He was just complaining about how his superior is off doing his own thing and not leading. And now he's pushing this off on Peacock and Compton. You guys let the men know what's going on, inform them of the situation, do all of the inventory, and then report back to me. Okay, well, why don't you, Lieutenant Dike, as the leader, take your men and you explain to them the situation that's going on. You let them know what your expectations are, and then they can go and do that work and report back to you. Maybe even better yet, why don't you help with some of that, given the situation that your team is in? That is what excellent leaders do. And I understand there is a place for leadership where you're sending people out and they report back to you, and you need to be in that place so that they can come back. And sometimes that looks like inaction, but that is not what Dike is doing here. He is shirking his leadership responsibility. And we're going to see this come up even more in future videos where he shirks his responsibility to the detriment of his own men. When he says, hey, go tell people what's going on and then come back to me. That is his role that needs to happen. What is foundational here is that Winters does not tolerate the complaining. There's no place for that because it doesn't do any good. It does not move the team forward. And so he takes Dike from that sphere of concern. Oh, there are all these problems that are out here. Can we do anything about them? No. Where's our focus? It's that sphere of control. This is the area where we can make movement and we can influence. So let's have our focus squarely here. This week, when you or someone on your team is complaining, ask this one question. Is there anything I can do to change this? If the answer is yes, well then stop complaining and go do something about it. If the answer is no, stop complaining and move on to something else. Complaining is a waste of time and it does not move you closer toward your goals. Winters nipped that in the bud, and so can you. If this series of leadership videos from Band of Brothers has been helpful for you, I have a request for you. Instead of liking this video, please go to the description where I've linked several veteran organizations that are supporting our men and women in service today. If you can, please make a donation to help their efforts. Every little bit counts. Until next time, take care.